anybody, just in case anybody is not here today and they wish to be here. Okay, maybe I should close the waiting room thing because. All right, but I'll make sure that after I upload this somewhere, your faces would not show in the recording unless you guys want to. But I'll double check that later. So hi, welcome. This is English 110, freshman composition. How many of you here are actually freshmen? Can I have a show of hands, please? Huh. Okay. All right, so assume this is one of your first classes, and today is actually the first day of semester, isn't it? So this is like one of your very few classes, huh? All right, so yeah, so for today, we're just gonna introduce ourselves. We're gonna talk a little bit about the syllabus and in this class in general, what's the expectations, what's the timeline, and some policies. Just take it easy. We won't cover any like hardcore material today. Yeah, so just to reiterate, if you're not on Slack yet, please join the Slack channel. It will be a place where we just chat. It will also be a place later down the road where we submit our assignments and discussions and such. So please make sure to join that. Yeah, everything will happen on Slack. Right, so you can post in the general channel. The general channel is sort of the only channel that we're using now, but if we have like projects or assignments later down the road, we'll create sub channels. Sorry, this is somehow always clicking. Right, you can DM me directly, message me. You can message your peers. You can even create groups to say things behind me. Just create a group chat. So yeah, this is just be a platform where we chat. So I prefer if you reroute your Zoom chat to maybe just the general or a random channel of the Slack, so that we'll have a script of everything. This is especially if you want to like raise a question, if you want to say something about the class, just post it in the random channel. Actually, let me make a channel called Zoom replacement. I'm gonna invite everybody here. All right, so how to add people, add everybody. Right, so if you click on this channel, you'll be able to join this channel. Yeah, so Zoom is, I'm not sure if you're familiar with Zoom, especially this is your first day of college, perhaps. So Zoom is more of just a social media where you can chat with people, but the good thing about Zoom is that you can always keep a record of your conversation, and whenever you want to search something, it will just be there. It's a lot easier. Okay, so another platform that we're going to be using is obviously Zoom. If you have any difficulties, let me know. And I believe there are City College resources that you can utilize. And of course, we have a class website that I set up yesterday because I just got the roster yesterday. And I didn't know that there's a class today. I thought the first class is next week. Apologies, so this is still under construction. So if you go to www.eng as in English 110.1yq.net, which I believe is already in the Slack channel, you will see our class website. So all of the assignments will be here, all of the agenda will be here, and there are some blah blah that the City College asked me to put in here. And of course, I'll assign you readings as we go along, but you don't have to read any of them. It's more of just like recommended readings that I like. and that I think could be related to the topic that we will be discussing. But don't feel pressure to read any of them. All right, so that's that. Regarding the assignments, there are only 4 assignments or 5. I'm not sure if so this is set by the English department. I do not have rights to change any of these. There are 4 or 5 assignments that you would have to complete, and that would count towards your final grade. Um, and for each of the assignments, you have 2 or 3 opportunities to polish them. So there are 2 or 3 drafts that you can submit. And once you're done with this 4 or 5 assignments, you're done. So it's really easy. It's not a heavy load class. There's 0 reading. There's 0 necessary reading for any of you. There's no like reading response or mandatory discussion for the readings, etc., etc. So basically, it's just yeah, for assignments. That's it. Somehow my dog is in my bedroom. I'll deal with her later. All right. So what's after that? Oh, and a very important aspect of this class is that I wish to make this class a open education project, meaning that everything we do here will be sort of open source, right? So all materials that have been produced in this class by me will be distributed under Creative Commons license. So that means you can do whatever you want with it. We do not hold IP on it, and it's all on this website, and this website is produced by this GitHub repo. I'm not sure if you're familiar with GitHub, but it's just a platform people use for open source and open science everything. Because we have been utilizing a lot of open resources online, so if the texts I'm linking here, they're open, there's no fee associated, and we're utilizing a lot of resources from either City College or other universities, the most famous of which is this Purdue OWL. It's a platform where it's just endless amount of writing tips. So to give this community in return, we'll make everything that we produce open source. So if you have a friend, if you have a relative that wants to I don't know, maybe if they're interested in undergraduate composition, if they are interested in a specific topic of this, just share the link with them. So speaking of that, I'm also going to try to make all the recordings of this class public. So I'll post the recording on YouTube, but I will only post the parts where it is me talking. So your faces, your voices will not appear on YouTube unless you want to. You can write to me or email me to say that you want to be included on the recordings. I'll make that happen. But don't worry, don't think that everything is recorded. So you should feel concerned or anything. And your assignment, if you wish, will also be made open source. That will build a portfolio of yours. So either to show to other people as a proof that you can write, you can write in a way that's correspond to other good practices, but that can also be a critical part of your application to fellowship or grad school later down the road. All right, so that's a brief introduction of the format and policies, etc. of the class. So more on the policy side, I personally do not like enforcing policies. I'm a student, I'm still a PhD student myself. I'll talk about that later. And I hate those kind of authoritative bureaucrats in colleges. So I'll just have to compile with whatever rules and regulations that they set up. For example, they would enforce that people will at least attend a significant chunk of the entire course to receive a grade. So if you miss, I don't know. I think it's more than a quarter. If you miss a quarter or a little bit more than that, you cannot pass the course. Uh, that's one of their policies, and of course, no plagiarism. But after that, I personally don't like to enforce any additional policies. Um, you can either turn on your camera or not, depending on your preferences. You can choose to multitask while you listen to our lecture, which will be a very small chunk of our time together, if you wish. You can eat, drink, chat with your peers, do whatever you want. It's completely fine. And this is especially true because this is a online class, and this is a challenging year for all of us. Right. So grading, you will again be graded based on your assignments as well as attendance. So I will take attendance, but the purpose is really just for me to keep a record of oh, I'm sharing the wrong screen, am I? Are you seeing the, I'm sorry, are you seeing the syllabus now? Yeah. Huh, sorry about that. Uh, yeah, so I will take attendance just to make sure that you are here for most of the classes. And if you couldn't make it to any of the sessions, just email me and I'll send you a recording. But if you miss too much of them without letting me know, I'm afraid I'll have to compile with the policy that City College enforces. But other than that, if you complete your assignments, you will most likely get an A, or if you're doing great, an A plus. So it is not my intention to lower GPA by any means, to hinder your fellowship application, scholarship application, or grad school or job application. So right, yeah, it doesn't matter how well you write. It really doesn't matter. What I'm looking for here is just improvement. If you uh, just make yourself a little bit of a better writer, yeah, it's improvement. All right, so much for that. I'm gonna stop sharing, and why don't we just take some time to introduce ourselves, and meanwhile I'll pause recording after my turn. So I'll start. My name is Wang. I'm a third-year PhD student in Cornell Medical College and Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center, that's sort of affiliated with Cornell University. So my research interest is machine learning for drug discovery. So I use machine learning methods to build force fields or to build statistical models that will guide chemists and biologists to find the therapeutics for cancer. That's like the most general way to put it. But by night, I'm also a MFA candidate, Master of Fine Arts candidate in the creative writing program of City College. I write experimental short fiction there. So before that, I attended Sichuan University in China, where I'm from, and I also attended 2 years of University of Michigan, where I got a degree in chemistry and another degree in comparative literature. So yeah, if you want to chat about anything about college, about the first year in college, about later down the road graduate school or fellowship, anything college life, just email me or Slack me. Yeah, so let's also do a little bit of icebreaker. I don't know what's the silly icebreaker that people usually do. We can either do like favorite, I don't know, favorite food, favorite dessert. Is that a bit too silly? Fun facts. Do any of them, right? Just say something funny about yourself. Favorite food, favorite dessert, some interesting fact about yourself. Uh, yeah, anything. All right. So who wants to, I'm gonna pause recordings so that you guys won't be shy. Resume recording and just gonna talk a little bit about what we're gonna do next time. All right, so So this is the only class where we're not going to spend the full hour and 15 minutes. Because if I do that later, I believe I might get into trouble from City College. So for the rest of the class, as long as it's a synchronous session noted on the syllabus, you should expect that we're gonna stay for 1 hour and 15 minutes. And for office hours, I will just stay on Zoom for 10 more minutes to just briefly chat. But if you wanted to chat with me one-on-one, just email me or Slack me. Always happy to chat about anything. So for next time, I'm gonna share my screen again. Hopefully this is the correct screen. So for next time, we're gonna just do a introduction to the key items that we're going to be discussing and using for the rest of the semester. And that include rhetorical situation, author, audience, tone, purpose, genre, medium, stance, and language. So this is just a framework to support us to write a variety of to produce a variety of writings through this class and beyond. We're just introduced this sort of set of lingo that we're going to use. And apart from that, we're also going to take a look at a few pieces. Most importantly, this Eureka moment for the subway. This is recommended by City College, so I guess we'll have to discuss this one. Uh, there are three more pieces of reading that I recommend you to take a look, but it's not mandatory, and I will not discuss or ask you to discuss any of these. So one of that is Donald Barthelme, The School. This is very funny if you haven't read this one. So since this is your first day of school, college, I'm sorry, but yeah, I think somehow weirdly, I feel like this is the material that you should be reading for this day, right? It gets very dark though, strange and dark. So speaking of Bartholomew, you'll have to read The Glass Mountain, right? So this is also tied to the framework that we're going to be introduced next time. Oh, I have not updated the syllabus, but another key item that I wish to discuss is called cliched way to tell a story, right? So there are many ways to tell a story. One of the cliched way or the simplest way or the dumbest way is to have an introduction, a transition, and a climax and a summarization, right? So if you don't know how to tell a story, this would be the easiest way, the dumbest way to tell a story. So we'll talk more about that later. But the Baphomet story is actually a very good example of that. So yeah, if you have time, take a look at The Glass Mountain. And my idea for the storytelling techniques is that like all stories are just one story. There's always like a central thing that we wish to convey to other human beings when we tell a story. It doesn't matter whether it's a piece of academic writing, a research paper, an essay, or a short story, or even a novel. Whenever we produce this writing, it fulfills a need in us to convey something to our fellow human beings. And I think that this piece by Donald Barthelme is a manifestation of that idea of how you can have a generalizing framework and have a story that, I'm sorry, serious, to have a story that looks like any other stories. All right, yeah, please.
So a quick question on Blackboard. Everything for this class is blacked out. So do you know when we're going to be able to see the assignments and stuff?
So we're not gonna be using Blackboard.
Okay.
Yeah, so the thing is that I was assigned to this slot last minute, and they have not set up Blackboard access for me yet. So everything we're going to be using is just this website, uh, Slack, and Zoom. And when we write, we're going to write on Google Doc so that I can comment on it and edit it and also circulate it. But yeah, Blackboard sucks. This is your first day here, but we all know that it's really not a pleasant system to work with. Things like GitHub pages, I just personally feel that it's more elegant and more simple way to deal with all of these things.
Do you mind just writing a link to the website in the chat, please?
Oh yeah, sure. Are you already in our Slack group? I've posted this link in our Slack group.
I'm not sure.
Is Slack also like an app? I was gonna ask, or because it's showing me two versions of it. It says Slack and then Slack for EMM.
Not sure what is Slack for EMM, but Slack is an app. So, okay. I'm sorry, I should have asked you this in the beginning of the class. Okay, let me stop sharing. But I think I've covered the expectations for next class. Right, so since all of you are here, I pasted the link again. So this is our class website. We're not gonna use Blackboard. The only time where we might use Blackboard is the very end of the semester, where I would have to enter your grade into the system. And Blackboard is the only platform that City College agreed or approves to enter private information, namely the grade. But apart from that, we're just gonna use this class website. If you click on the upper left corner of this website of the main page, you will realize that this web page is just a rendered version of a GitHub repo. I'm sure the front-end guy, where are you? From the computer science major will know what this is. But so in short, this is a repository of all the materials, all the notes, all the links that we're going to be using for this class. I'm sure there are mistakes because I produced them in a hurry. And if you believe that there is a mistake, raise an issue using GitHub or make a pull request. And apart from that, everything will be open source, and you or anybody would be able to just access this this website and use it and see it. So all the readings will be here, all the materials will be here, all the links will be here. Yeah. I'm sorry, there was another question, right? So
Wait, sorry. So this website that's in the chat, this is where like just all like the basics are, like the links to the websites and basic our syllabus.
Yeah. So everything, every pieces of material will be on this website. So all the readings, all the notes. We're not going to be using slides, but like slides is just the rendered version of notes. All the notes will be here. It will also have links to assignments, etc. Yeah, there's a WhatsApp group that's among you.